welcome back to my vlog. This is Susie from Sea Salt and Stitches. Thanks so much for tuning in to another vlog. Sorry there was a bit of a delay in last week. I didn't post anything, but I've just been so tired with my 2-year-old son not sleeping through the night and I am exhausted. Also, the lighting in this video is not the same as the others because I'm shooting this at night, so it's artificial. Obviously it's not studio lights either, it's just the room lights, and I've tried to fix the exposure a bit, so it's, you know, it's not perfect, but it's the best I can do. Hopefully it's not too grainy and not too yellowy, but the next one will be shot during daytime, so please bear with me for that reason. So today I'm going to be talking about the pieces that I made from my Indian summer collection. So far you will have seen the planning video that I had, showing you the fabrics that I was going to be making up, what I was going to be making them into, and then also the talking a little bit about the ready-to-wear pieces that I found in my wardrobe that I wanted to pair with what I was going to be making. And then the last vlog I put up was my lookbook of the collection, just showing how the outfits all paired together and just trying something a bit new. Yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about the pieces in a bit more detail, just talking through any issues I had with sewing them up, or just thoughts and views on each piece. But before I get into that, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone for all the love that the last 2 vlogs that I've put up have had. They were a bit of a break from the norm, which is what I was wanting to do when I got back into the whole vlogging thing. So initially you would have seen the sort of montagey, really cheesy dancing one of everything I was making over the summer period when I wasn't actually vlogging, so that seemed to go down really well. It did take a little while to make, and the dancing was pretty embarrassing, but you know, it was all good fun, and pretty much everyone seemed to enjoy it. So I did get a few people saying I hope you make more of those. Now that was like literally 6 months worth of sewing, so you know, you're gonna have to wait a little while if you want another one like that. It takes me a while to sew that many things, that many pieces. Yeah, a few other people were saying, wow, you've sewn so much. That was 6 months worth of sewing, guys. I'm not that fast at sewing, which is one of the reasons why when I came back to the vlogging, I was saying to you guys, I can't do this monthly show and tell thing that a lot of people seem to be doing, and you know, this is my way of doing it instead. So yeah, so then the vlog after that one, so the last one I just put up was the Indian summer collection lookbook. So again, that was something I really wanted to try out. You know, I'm new to the whole filming malarkey, and as I've said many times before, my camera's not the best camera, but it was good fun, and it was fun learning how to edit it all, and everyone seemed to quite enjoy it. So going forward, that's sort of what I want to do, is instead of the monthly show and tell and planning, I'm going to essentially, not all the time, but I'm going to maybe lean towards collections. I'm just going to call them collections. It does sound a little bit pretentious. I'm not really pretentious, but it's just an easy way of saying it. So it's a collection of items that I'm going to be making, and I'll do a planning video showing you the fabrics and talking through the patterns that I'm thinking of using. And if I'm going to be pairing it with things in my wardrobe, I might include that as well, like I did with the Indian summer collection. And then I will have a lookbook, all being well. that lookbook literally did take me a whole day to film, and yeah, but anyway, so I'll do a lookbook as well, and then I'll have a third one which will be a chatty video talking through the individual pieces. And then the last thing I wanted to say before I get into the review is that I just wanted to remind people, and this is a learning curve for me, which is great, but I just wanted to remind people that I didn't make every single thing that I was wearing in that lookbook. The point was that I was pairing pieces that I had made with things I already owned in my wardrobe. So I was just showing how I could make the different outfit combinations. So there was a lot of love for that pink cardigan. Sorry guys, I bought that one, didn't make that one. It looks like something you could make quite simply, but yeah, didn't make that one, guys. Didn't make everything. And you know, going forward, if I'm doing lookbooks, I'm not going to be doing head to toe outfits made completely from scratch. There will be pieces in there that I have bought because I do not sew all my own clothes, because I own a fair amount of clothes that I have had since before I started sewing, and you know, I'm still buying clothes. I'm not just sewing everything completely. Hats off to you if you can do that, that's fantastic, but that's not my level of skill, or like I just don't have the time to do that. But hats off to you if you can, so fantastic. Anyway, yeah, like I said, thank you so much for all the love, and hopefully I can keep this up, and you will all keep enjoying it. And yeah, so the third installation in my Indian summer collection is the review of the patterns. So I'm not going to be trying them on because you've seen them in the lookbook, but I've decided to just put them on my mannequin here so you can be reminded of what each piece is. So I'm starting with the Jennifer Lauren Gable top in the very summery, happy fabric from Sew Over It. So I have a notebook here of notes that I took while I was making it so that I could give a proper review. So I'll be referring to those. One of the first things I will say is this fabric is lovely to sew with, apart from the ends curl up so much. I have made quite a lot of things out of jersey, and this fabric definitely has been the most curly. Not sure what the official term would be for that, but yeah, so that was a real pain in the bum to deal with. So if you do buy some of this, or you have some in your stash, just be aware of that. So yes, one of the things, the main thing I did with this pattern in terms of alteration is I knew that this is very much a fitted top, and I wanted a looser fit on myself. So based on my measurements and the finished garment measurements from the pattern, I decided to cut, I've put in my notes, an 18 for a looser fit. And I also reduced the curve of the waist here, because actually it is cut to go in quite a lot, so, and then quite pronounced then at the hips. So I wanted to sort of smooth that out a little bit. It still has a little bit of a curve, but I smoothed it out a bit. I also added a curved hem because I find that a lot more flattering on me personally with my wider hips. However, when I made it, it ended up way too big, way too loose on me, and I didn't really think it looked flattering. So I was trying to get that happy medium between fitted and flattering, but loose enough to sort of skim over my mummy tummy, basically. So yeah, so what I ended up doing was, let me just see, what did I write here? I actually took the sleeves in by an inch, which, I mean, and essentially that's doubled over, so that's 2 inches, which is a lot. And also an 1.5 inches, again, that's like doubled over, 3 inches. Like, that is an awful lot at the bust area, and I graded out to the hip area, which I actually kept this the same. So that's the difference. I decided to keep that nice and loose at the hip, but essentially it ended up being that truer size up here for me if I had been following the numbers on the pattern. So I mean, essentially this ended up being roughly like the size 12 that the pattern is, and then down here is the size 18. So quite a different shape from the way the original Gable top was drafted, but I absolutely love it. It's definitely one of my favorite makes that I've done. I just love this beautiful boat neck. I was a little bit nervous about how high this is, and I know you can like lower that a bit, but I found that a little bit tricky, so it's not lowered at all, maybe a tiny bit. I love the top stitching detail along here. I think that looks really professional. Now, one of the things that the instructions has you do is sew your sleeves in and then do the neckline. I thought that was going to be a little bit tricky, so I decided to just go ahead and do the neckline first, and then I sewed the sleeves in. It worked out fine. So the only thing I came across that I thought might be a bit of an issue, it was more my own kind of issue really, was because I had cut the larger size overall and then sewn the sleeves in and tried it all on. I decided that the shoulders are a little bit wide on me, and because I'd already sewn the sleeves in with a lightning zigzaggy stitch, I was not unpicking that. I did try, and then I was like, no, I can't do that. So they could be in a bit narrow a bit. So essentially, if I were to make this again, which I think I probably will, I will essentially just cut a 12 up here and an 18 down here and do the grading, and at least now I know. It's just a shame that this lovely fabric was essentially my 12. I didn't make one before this, but saying that, still really love this, and we'll wear it lots and lots. Okay, so the next piece in my collection is my Wixton Tova from the Nanny Eero brush cut and twill. I can see in the viewfinder that it's a bit washed out, so I am really sorry about that, but at least hopefully you did get to see it a bit better in the lookbook. Overall, I really love this top. It is really nice. When I first got this fabric, I was a little bit worried about what I was going to make with it. The beige I thought would maybe wash me out a little bit too much, but no, I love it. It's great. So I didn't make any alterations to this pattern at all. I just made a size large. I've made it before, once before, so I knew what I was getting into. I made one alteration, curved the hem, because like I say, I like a curved hem. And because it's a curved hem, I decided to do the hemming with bias binding. So I decided to use a matching, or as close a match as I can, sort of coral colour that matched the flowers in here, and did the bias binding trim, which I think is just really nice little added detail that you don't really see, and it means that I was able to get a nice smooth curve for my hem here as well. So I really love that detail. And the only other thing I did that I just think actually is really quite a sweet touch is you'll see there is a different colour on the inside of the collar and then also on the cuffs, and this is actually as much of the green from the other Nanny Eero double gauze fabric from the collection, and it matches this fabric so well. I just love it, love that so much. I mean, that was a total fluke. I did buy them in the same haul from Miss Matatabi, but like it was online and I certainly had no intention of using them together in any way. But this green is just, it just matches so well with the lighter green of the leaves, so I just love that so much. Now the only thing I will say is that I obviously cut out my Charlie caftan, which is what I made with the double gauze. You'll see that shortly. And then cut from the leftovers that I could, I cut the bits for this, and I didn't have enough to do the whole of the collar. So it's actually pieced, and the back of the collar here is this fabric, and then I had to piece it so it's at least when this is hanging open, because I knew that it would hang open, that you see the green there and there. So apart from that, I think that is all to report. So a nice quick one. Just, yeah, really happy with this. So the only tiny regret I have for making the Tova as part of my collection is, in hindsight, I can see this, but when I was making the plans, I had planned for having 2 cardigans, one the Blackwood, which you'll see, and then the other one was the ready to wear pink cardigan. And I very much planned on wearing the pink cardigan with this top. But once I'd made this up and then I very excitedly put the cardigan on, these sleeves, these sort of slightly puffy sleeves, and they're 3/4, not a good look with that cardigan. Just could not get it to work. A lot of fiddling and twisting, and no, just couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with that, because you know, that very much was my plan, was to wear that cardigan with this fabric, because it goes together beautifully. So that's a shame, but it's a learning curve, you know. It's something to think about going forward, you know, when I'm making future collections or plans, or planning just one piece that I'm going to make, and what am I going to be wearing it with. Will that actually work, you know? So yeah, it's something to take forward. So on to the next piece. So this is actually a bonus make for this collection. In my planning video, I didn't own this fabric, and I had no intentions of making this jersey top. But following on from my issue with the Tova not fitting under a cardigan, I still wanted to be able to wear it when the weather gets a little bit chillier. And how could I do that? Well, I could layer something underneath it, and I didn't own anything in my wardrobe that I thought went well enough to be, you know, sleeves underneath, and then also you'd see it a little bit underneath the collar. So I searched online, because I don't have local options really, so I searched online and eventually found this blush pink from Guthrie & Ganny, or Guthrie & Ganny. I'm really sorry, Lauren, if I keep pronouncing that incorrectly. And I took a gamble because I just wanted it, and it's turned out to be the most perfect shade. It just goes so well with the Tova fabric, so happy with that. And this is, I haven't even told you what the pattern is. It is a plantain, apart from the neckline, which is a Tilly and the Button Agnes. So sorry, deer and doe plantain. I just feel like everyone should, if you're watching my vlogs, you know what the plantain is, because I make it all the time. But anyway, it's the plantain, and then the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes neckline, and I decided to do that. I knew I had to raise the plantain neckline because it's very, very low, and I wanted to make sure that you could see it underneath the Tova. And I could have just done it myself, but I had the Tilly and the Button Agnes pattern already anyway, and I just thought I would give it a go, and I really like it actually. And I actually think this might be my new go-to formula for t-shirts now. Yeah, really happy with that. This fabric is so soft and squishy and delicious, but it is it does sort of pull out of shape a bit more than other jerseys I've used, so it's probably the cotton content, which makes it lovely and soft and squishy, but also that is probably why it just does wobble a little bit. But yeah, overall, really happy. So on to my Helen's Closet Blackwood cardigan, made in this quite open weave yellow knit from Minerva Crafts. I really love the Blackwood. I didn't have any alterations to it at all. I just love all the details, the front band, this hem band here, and the cuffs. It's just really nice. The fit is really perfect for me, and yeah, I really love it. But if you follow me on Instagram, And if you don't, please do, because you would have seen all of this already. So it's a good heads up if you're curious in what I've been making and you can't wait for my next vlog. Follow me on Instagram, here's the details here. But yeah, so guys, I did not have fun sewing this up, and it's purely the fabric. This big open weave fabric. Oh, it was just a nightmare from beginning to end, and I documented it all on stories, so, which actually a lot of people seem to enjoy. Enjoy is probably not the right word. Appreciate my honesty, that, you know, I'm not a, you know, fantastic sewer, can make everything perfect all the time. Everyone has mistakes or hiccups or issues, and you know what? I learned something, so it was good. Basically, the main issue was just wavy seams. It was just horrendous looking. I did try and do the patch pockets, but no, that wasn't going to happen. So that's fine, because to be honest, they're quite small. I think they're more, you could put your phone in it, would be quite good, but they're not for like lounging around, putting your hands in, walking around kind of thing, because that's what I do all the time. Oh my goodness. You tell I'm tired, guys. So yeah, so that was an issue, and as you can see, maybe you noticed in the lookbook, the hemband is so wavy, and I'm not happy with it at all. You can sort of see it there. And I took to Instagram and I was asking, and pretty much figured out that I should have worked with my differential feed on my overlocker, which I didn't do. And I never really do. So now I will. Absolutely I will. And in fact, I made that pink plantain Agnes Hack pink t-shirt after this debacle. And so I definitely fiddled with or tweaked the differential feed for that, and that helped a lot, because as I said, that fabric did have that sort of tendency to sort of grow as you're sewing, so the differential feed certainly does help as well. And the other issue I had, which I just actually don't even understand, but this fabric sort of has a mind of its own, and I started pinning on the front band and it was about this much too short. Nightmare. Managed to, with the help of Florence here, my mannequin, I hung it on here and I pinned 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 within an inch of its life. Just made it work, and actually it's sitting beautifully now, so really happy, thank goodness. But yeah, so I mean, I was not gonna wear it. I was absolutely devastated. I pushed on. I was like, let's just finish it, let's see, maybe it's not too bad. I finished it, wasn't happy, sort of left it in the sewing room and went off and sulked for a while, and then came back and I was like, do you know what, it's not great. It's definitely not my finest sewing ever, but I'm still gonna wear it. It's not that bad, and it goes really nicely with the Charlie caftan you're gonna about to see. So it's okay, it's fine. C'est la vie. Right, onto my last piece, the Charlie caftan. So here is the final piece to my Indian summer collection. It is my Charlie caftan from Closet Case Patterns in this beautiful Nani Eero double gauze. And again, I'm going to have to apologise for the lighting in this video, because based on the screen viewfinder, this is being washed out unbelievably, and you're not getting the beautiful greeny bluey colour of this background of the fabric, but you'll see it in the lookbook. It will be linked in the information button up there, and also in the description box down below, so please do check that out if you haven't seen it. Anyway, you're probably all realising this is a top, not a full-length caftan. What's going on? So yeah, that is the biggest change that I made to this pattern. Now actually I did cut it out the proper sort of knee-length dress length, not the maxi, and I had made it up and I tried it on, and I wasn't sure about it, and I sort of tucked it up and I looked at it as a top as well, and again wasn't sure, so it was on Instagram again, as I say, follow me on Instagram. Mainly Instagram stories, actually, that's where I do a lot of my chatting, and was asking people, do I make this a top, do I make it a dress, keep it as a dress, and it was I was gonna say it's 50-50, it wasn't actually. Most people were saying it's a top, but there were a few people saying no, keep it as a dress. But I sort of knew in my heart of hearts that I would get more wear out of it if it was a top. So I cut it off, and of course what did I do to the hem? I did a curve, because that's almost like my signature, I guess, is if it's a top it's gonna have a curve hem. Definitely. And again, to tie it in nicely with my Tova, I did the bias binding, this exact same colour. It tones in well, it's not exactly, this is more of a lovely soft colour, and then this is more rusty, but you know, it's fine, you don't really see it. The beautiful thing actually about double gauze is when you, if you're doing this sort of a hem, or any hem actually, is you can just catch the inner fabric, because double gauze is made up of 2 layers of gauze, double gauze, so you can catch that inner layer and then you don't see the stitches, so really nice finish to it. The other thing, I've got the ties on here, which is great, cinches it in. With the neckline here, I decided not to top stitch, because I wanted to leave it soft. I just thought with the look of this fabric that I preferred the, I don't know, the softness that a facing gives without the top stitching. I felt this top stitching was a bit, I think it worked nicely for my other Charlie caftan that was made out of canvasy type fabric, but I just wanted to leave it as soft as possible here. I did, of course, you know, catch stitch there and at the shoulders as well. And any other changes to it? So no, that's it really. Again, here is a, no, yeah, it's a learning curve for me, I guess, is I love this top, but I don't 100% love it on me, so that's a little bit disappointing. And the main reason is these drop sleeves. I thought with the softer fabric that it would flow down and look nicer, but I still think that they stick out a little bit too far, and I'm sure I've said this in a previous vlog. I have slightly wide shoulders, and I don't love my upper arms either, so I prefer to have them covered, and I find that they're just a little too short to cover the area that I want covered, and then also because they're drop sleeve, drop shoulder, sorry, they accentuate my shoulders a little bit too much. So I love this top with a cardigan, so it goes beautifully with my yellow Blackwood cardigan, and also the pink ready to wear cardigan from the collection from my wardrobe as well. It's this colour here, so that's great. So, you know, I will absolutely wear this top a lot with the cardigans, but without the cardigan, probably not. And then even, I mean, I did think that I was going to maybe wear that pink top underneath it, layered underneath, but no, because you're still getting the width here, which I don't really like, so I won't be doing that either, unfortunately. Again, that was something when I was sewing it up, I was like, this is what I'll do. Tried it on and realised, no, I'm not going to do it. So, like I say, it's all a learning curve, and I'm taking you along for my journey. So there you go, guys. That is the third video from my Indian summer collection. I really hope that you have enjoyed this new format. I hope I didn't waffle on too much. I did chat quite a lot tonight, but hopefully it was interesting and informative. If you've got any questions or queries, of course, or thoughts, then please do write them in the comment boxes below. I love reading all your comments. Just really makes my day, to be honest. I really absolutely love it. Oh, if you're curious, I am wearing the Ogden cami in Rifle Paper Company Les Fleurs fabric, which you'll have seen before on my vlogs. And then I'm pairing it with another Helen's Closet Blackwood cardigan in black fabric from Minerva, which I haven't debuted anywhere yet, but I've been wearing it non-stop since I've made it. I'm kind of nervous, so I'm gonna wear it out before I actually get round to, you know, documenting it in any shape or form. But it's just my ideal cardigan, and it's super soft and cozy, and I love it to pieces. So there you go. There's my initial review. So that's it, guys, and I will be back either next week or the week after next with a vlog with another new blog and vlog series that I'm going to be starting on my channel, which I really am excited about, and I hope you guys will be as well. So until then, bye!